Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, where last time we spent some time shopping and then killed some ghouls and such around at the basement, the bottom level of this tower. Food items cannot be used in combat, but can provide bonuses over a long period of time. How much you want to bet that there is going to be stuff in here that's going to try to kill us? Each one of these is worth 3. That's 300 then. Oh, hello, Fnord. It's a Darghoul. There's a Revenant. There's another machine. I know there's a Revenant over there. He hasn't engaged yet.
That's it!
Oh, hello, ghouls. Just because. There we go.
What? That's it!
I don't even know whether Revenants are more or less dangerous than ghouls. One thing I can say, however, there is, thank goodness, ghouls in this game do not paralyze. Oh my goodness. Already got that. Okay, let's go look, see what's over here. Scroll contains a pen and ink diagram of the Adra device running through the tower. Despite copious measurements, carefully drawn detail, it gives no indication of the machine's purpose. Works of the Ingwiffins, a comprehensive guide. I think... yeah, it's not so comprehensive. Oh, money. Decently valuable money. Okay, copper pan. Periodot, a hatchet. There's not much information in this. Ah, here we go. Day 11. Finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beasts take the patrons. We'll finish the study on our own terms, our own time. Just as I said as much to Trindig, the sky came to life with stray lightning. I said it's a good omen, but the poor lad's spooked. Only cure for that is a good night's sleep. Take all that. There's a scroll, which I never use scrolls, which I probably should be using scrolls. Hello, Revenants. Aldhelm, I kind of think you should have been more in keeping with Trindig's concerns. Pulling pounding energy in the machine feels even stronger up here. Day 10. Patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. They should drag themselves out of their mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy. Oh, I'm reading them out of order. Silver Luska. Okay, so we actually should have a fair amount of money now. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Anything over here? There is. There's a ring. Intellect +1. Spellbound. Okay. Aldhelm, I did indeed receive your recent summons, as well as the 2 that came before it. I'm waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstep so that I can give you my answer in person, a firm, unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower, sweating over the ruins I've studied for years. Nothing gives me much greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you have long disparaged, is the missing piece in your mundane little puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me, so should you wish to rehash this conversation in person. Yours truly, Icantha. Oh dear. Sigil of the Arcane. I remember you, Icantha. Okay, let's look at you. Do you have a ring? Ring of Wizardry. What is your intellect bonuses? Hermit's Hat. So it won't do that, but it will have this other thing it does, which is Arcane Dampener, which I don't know what it does. Oh, AoE. Beneficial effects. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, once per rest. Okay. Have we got everything here? Do a quick once-over, make sure there's nothing blue. Just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Food items cannot be used in combat. Yeah. Get to the top of Heritage Hill. Find out how the Gwithin machine in Heritage Hill works. Standing near the device feels like being blown about by a storm gale. The stone steps hum with energy. Aldhelm! Trindig, I'm assuming, is dead.
Let's try this configuration.
A man hunches over the strange mechanism, his spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags. The patches of skin you see are molted green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns and sees you, he snarls and scuttles behind the Adra pedestal. Only his bare teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out!
He smashes his fist into the Adra pillar. His hand makes a crunching noise, but doesn't bleed.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
If I had a copper skit for every fool animancer whose thirst for knowledge led to disaster, well, I never would have ended up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure. Keep to the present. When did the disaster start?
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him.
Oh, fudge.
The next morning we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds. The strange wounds that had appeared overnight.
The leaden key killed them, animated them as vampires. Oh, fudge me.
And the machine, this cursed spire, dormant for 2,000 years, lifeless through hundreds of our experiments, and we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own.
That's because you...
On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
You didn't start it, the leaden key did, and they could start it because they have information from ancient days.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
What does the machine have to do with
No
souls?
time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes. Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine. It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglanfath? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes! The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Icantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
She wasn't here the night the machine came on, staying with her patron somewhere near. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. There was a stranger in the tower the night
I
this
didn't
happened?
see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
You're not like the ghouls in the street.
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply. I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster. You could help.
This isn't a disaster.
Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
What happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
Oh, so your team became the ghouls that I've already killed. I'll get the words.
Yes. Icantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
This is an animancer in his natural state, Watcher, and yet never has he respected the sanctity of the gods' creations. Only now he no longer has the cunning to hide it. He should be put down like a sick animal, though not without first putting his spirit to the flames. No, this is not natural. Proceed to the bottom. This is a attack. This is the letting key trying to hide, this is okay. So what's going on here is the letting key has been undermining the advance of, oops, sorry, I dropped something, of things for who knows how long, centuries at least, to keep the gods dominant. I don't think this is precisely what the gods would ask for. Well, maybe, because these gods don't particularly seem incredibly benevolent. I need to figure out what that is. A talk icon will appear on a companion's portrait if they have something new they want to tell you. So far, none do. Oh, let's look.
Huh!
Wow. Whoa! No, not just you. Everybody,
Yes?
please go with Ader. Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, let's go talk to Icantha. Now, I'll bet what he's talking about, bring me something to keep me sharp. I bet what he's talking about is you could bring him either the girl that you find hiding or some of the prisoners over here, and he'll eat them so that he can keep his intelligence. Let's see if Icantha knows. Now this is going to be a problematic thing.
Yes.
I'm going to have my character go. I know it's my character talking regardless, but I want my character
You
to be the one.
return. What have you come seeking this time?
I need the words that operate the Icantha machine in the tower. Ah, I saw you in a vision. There's something you need to do for me.
Believe me, I've heard that line before. It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully. That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul. Noise that blends the crunch of dry leaves with something. There's Facebook again.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Humble Aldhelm now by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it more succinctly. Your words fan the strange coals at the center of your soul. The problem in Heritage Hill are bigger than your rivalry, Captain. What do I care? I prepared myself for an eventuality such as this. I can assure you those dwindling souls in the streets are beyond caring as well. Her pride burns brighter still.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Where would they move souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
You seem to know a lot about Ter Nuneth.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Why would the Icantha have wanted to tether souls like
Perhaps
this?
they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Icantha as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
How do you operate the machine atop?
Back to these tinkers' concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
I could help you, but I won't. Pride lodged in her soul flares out, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. Extinguish her pride? The fate of these trapped souls is more important. You're dead, what does any of this matter? They're inconsequential. Their existence means nothing. They don't even understand their predicament, which you and I see so clearly. Through them, I'll accomplish more than any of my peers. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned, years of studying Iguithan language. No one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. Foolish and false sentiment. Knowledge has meaning. It holds no external purpose. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. Hisses and splutters, a little more than ember now. You're wrong, but there's conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That will give me something. Teach me what you know. I'll make sure that it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened diamond-hard rock. You cast it away where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life, long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Icantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together, the language of Ingwith once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
Certainly. What do I do with the tower now that I know these words? You said the towers around Deerwood constrict and move souls. Why would it? How do you know so much? I still don't understand why the Ingwithans want to explain how the control words work. Okay.
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle.
You mean when we strike them down right
But
now,
be
they just
careful.
rebuild?
That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
It seems your ravenous new friend has just given us the key to ending this wretchedness for good, and now that we've seen what this machine is capable of, I do hope you're not squeamish about the loss of a few hundred souls. Okay, we already did that. Already did that. Already did that. I already see the power of Ter Nuneth, about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meaning, you can speak them, and the tower shall obey. That's all, thanks. Okay.
Certainly.
And there's timing for you. Okay, Icantha and Aldhelm. I do not blame Aldhelm for this at all. Icantha somewhat. Icantha is just spiteful. Aldhelm is prideful. Icantha is a little bit prideful as well, but mostly spiteful. And this entire instance was mechanized by the Leaden Key. They did it deliberately. So I definitely don't blame Aldhelm's experiments. It's looking more and more between this and the sanitarium like the Leaden Key have been creating the failures in animancy for centuries. See you in the next video.